In 2 minutes, they'll be answering questions about the aquarium only. Testing, testing, 1, 2. I repeat, the owners of the aquarium will be doing a seminar about the aquarium in 2 minutes. They'll be accepting questions about the aquarium. Introducing the owners of the aquarium, Daniel and Philip.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, this is the fish tank. Thank you for watching
Norman
live stream. And for a few minutes, we will be here to take any questions you may have to do with the fish.
Lauren asked, how many shrimp are in the tank?
Originally, there were 4 shrimp.
They got busy.
One of them then gave birth to about 20 shrimp, and now it keeps on happening. As you can see, I dropped some cucumber into the bottom left of the tank, and now there is a feeding frenzy.
It's covered by the seminar.
Can we get the administrators to move the seminar logo, please?
The seminar logo is being moved.
Yeah. So there's lots of shrimp and stuff.
We used to have more of a connection to the 4 shrimp, but now there's 52. It's hard to have favourites.
Yeah. How often do you feed Mr. Norman? Said Akipio. Once a day. We give him a tiny, tiny pinch of food. If you feed him too much, he expands. So sometimes we don't feed him.
On a Sunday, we usually give him a rest day from the food, so he'll be angry towards us that day. But it means that he's more healthy because he likes to eat.
Same.
If you want to give him a treat, which happened earlier today, I don't know if you witnessed it, you could give him a bloodworm. Sounds disgusting, but if you're a better fish, it's freaking delicious.
Millie said, how big is the aquarium? 46 litres?
It's 46 litres, but when you are putting things into the aquarium,
there is less water.
There's less water.
That's how physics works.
Because of physics.
If you get a better fish, really, this is the smallest tank you should get. Lots of people just get bowls, and that is sad. This is a fish that needs a heater and a filter and some nice plants and stuff.
Places to hide, care and attention. You'll see here, this is his leaf, where he sits and watches Riverdale, as that is his favourite show.
Will Norman get a significant other, said Flux Fixer. No, because he would probably kill them, because better fish, also known as Siamese fighting fish, do often kill anything that they share a tank with.
Even a mate. They would mate and then bite their head off.
How do you keep the bubble nest intact while cleaning? Said Cat. We don't sometimes. It's quite tragic. I guess the bubbles just dissolve on their own.
It's going through the hole.
Oh my god.
This is
what
what we live for. I mean,
now you're Excuse me, staff. The fish is going through the tunnel, and now the text is blocking the fish's face.
Boop, boop.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Has been moved.
Thank you.
The bubble nest, he enjoys building it, but he doesn't have an emotional connection to the nest as he knows there's no eggs in there.
Why name it Norman? Said Lucy. It's named after Norman Bates from Psycho.
We got Norman when we were obsessed with the TV show Bates Motel.
Well, I feel like it just left a lasting impression in our hearts, so we just knew.
We just knew, we knew this fish even before we got him, had a reputation of killing any other fish.
Being an angry boy.
But he's actually not that angry compared to some better fish that I've seen videos of. Because when they're angry, they do something called a flare, which is when they extend their gills as a warning sign. Like, what's it like, that dinosaur?
I don't know.
From Jurassic Park. Anyway, he doesn't really do that.
Mars Everywhere said, how often do you clean the tank? We do a water change once a week, which is where you remove up to half of the water, but not anymore, because the water has lots of nutrients and bacteria and stuff, and the animals get used to it. And then whenever I feel like spending an entire day covered in slime, I go in with the toothbrush and scrub everything. At the moment, there's quite a lot of algae on the rocks, but we do not want to disrupt it with any kind of chemicals because of the nitrogen cycle, which is not something I ever thought I'd have to voluntarily teach myself about again. And also, the light grows the plants and
The algae.
yes, so if you have the light on too often, then it gets mossy.
We like to look at our pets. I don't want him to sight in the darkness. Will Norman ever have babies? Said Eve.
Probably not.
Well, he's a male, so he can't have babies. But also, I looked into it, and they can have up to 200 babies, and I don't think we could.
Also, they kill and eat them if you don't move them.
Yeah, I don't think we could have 200 tanks.
Gyla said, are all the plants real? Yes,
Yes,
they are.
except for this leaf.
That
There's shrimp on it.
Yes, the one with the suction cup is not real.
That's not a natural suction cup.
That is not a natural suction cup. However, the rest, yes, this is a planted tank, so it has a layer of fertilizer and substrate, and they were all growing, so I have to maintain it like a garden because sometimes it goes wild.
And Dan likes this to look pristine.
Yeah.
Which I think is looking pretty pristine at the moment.
How does Norman sit on the leaf? It's right at the surface. Because Norman's only about 2 centimeters high, so he likes to be right at the surface. Better fish are very weird. Evolutionary, they developed, what's it called?
A labyrinth organ.
Yeah.
Which means that they can breathe oxygen.
Well, they need to, don't they?
They need to. They can get it through their gills, but it's easier for them just to have a little
Like
gulp,
dolphins.
gulp of the air like a dolphin.
Because better fish usually live in dried up riverbeds, and the reason why their entire body is a tail is because they flip themselves like a crazy pancake out of drying puddles into other drying puddles to try and stay alive. So over millions of years of being in dried out puddles, they learned to breathe out.
They did. You got any other questions?
Do you have anything other than shrimp? Said Psycho. Yes, actually, you can see right at the bottom in the middle, perhaps, there are 2 assassin snails.
Assassin snails eat other snails.
We accidentally got about 50 snails because they came in on the plants. So, in the first month of us having the tank, suddenly there were probably actually about 100 snails.
But what we didn't realise is we also had an assassin snail.
And that snail... Well, okay, there's 2.
Oh yeah.
And that makes no sense to us. So, do we think there's 3?
There might be 3.
They literally disappear and then reappear, and whoever knows, but all I know is all the snails disappeared because there's an assassin snail.
Yeah, because all of these logs are natural, they came with loads of bonus snails, which we didn't realise were living in the rocks and the logs. Which is like bonus pets, but also...
Avery said, is Norman gay? I don't think we know, but he's definitely an ally.
Norman is an ally, of course.
Do shrimp get along with Norman? Yes. When shrimp were first... it was important to put things in the tank before the better fish, because better fish, if you put things in their space, they will murder them. So Norman was like, okay, I guess shrimp live here.
Yes.
And he used to fight them, whereas now he accepts that there are shrimp and they're friends.
It's all about dominance, and if he feels like he is the dominant species, and now he realises that they are not a threat,
Yep.
he doesn't want to fight them. Sometimes he chases them, which is fun to watch.
How did you choose the plants for the tank? Moss is incredibly easy to, you just put it in there and it stays there. and it looks nice. And the rest is aquarium grass, which is unkillable, and it grows about 15 centimeters a day. So the betta likes places to hide because it usually lives in marshy, swampy waters. So as you can see right now, it is sitting on the heater.
Steph says, is Norman scared of your hand when you put it in the tank?
God no, he's nuts.
He swims towards our hands like he wants to be
He doesn't care at all.
picked out of the water.
We're rooting up things and scrubbing algae with scourers, and he just doesn't care.
In fact, the shrimps couldn't care less either. I feel like they're just not fearful of us, which means Norman thinks he has dominance over us as well.
Probably, yeah. Well, we're just something that occasionally drops worms into the tank and removes moss, so I think, that's not threatening. We're not banging on the tank like crazy children.
We also give him the entertainment of the television, which he genuinely watches.
Yes, because something bright flashing in the corner of the room, I guess, is interesting. So he sits on his bench and does that.
How old is Norman? Said Haley. When did you get Norman?
Well, we don't know how old he was before we got him, because he was just some diseased, abandoned fish.
Yeah, I think he's like 6 months old when we got him, so I think he's maybe a year old now.
Honestly, who knows?
We don't know when his birthday is, unfortunately.
The surprise is wild.
Yeah.
How warm is the water? It should be between, what?
I think it should be between 26 and 27 and a half. Google it if you're thinking of getting
Like
one.
the tropical inlets, which is why you can't just put one in a bowl.
This heater's a bit dodgy, it runs colder than it is, so
It lies.
it lies.
The staff are telling us to wrap up. Any other pressing questions about tank maintenance, fish? Everyone's saying no in the chat in
No
caps
one has
lock.
any other
So
questions?
it's Vibrant's going,
Has
no.
no one ever tried to jump out of the tank?
No,
Last-
says everyone.
last question.
The tank has a lid, so it will not flip itself out. Also, it's happy in the tank.
That was from Liz.
Yeah.
He's happy in the tank. They normally jump if they're uncomfortable with their situation.
Okay, well, thank you for coming to the seminar. I hope this was educational.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you.